Yep.
3, 2.
And that's why you never challenge Zoom and Mother Teresa to a game of beer pong.
Okay, listen.
It was.
You should have known Mother Teresa going to give you that gap real soon.
I thought Mother Teresa would carry the team, but it was actually Zoom. He's got a hidden talent.
Is that hidden? I don't think that should be very hidden.
What is up, everybody? We are ZZP Power Hour number 142 today. We got some boys up here. We're going to do some talking. It's Friday. We're talking about GM trim levels today.
It is Flannel Friday.
It is Flannel Friday.
Except for somebody.
And Tim
missed the memo.
You know.
But it's not like he missed it. He already knew the memo. Like, what is this guy doing? What are you doing, guys?
I don't know.
Oh,
I need to bring one here so when I
just
forget
leave it here. What are you doing?
Ryan is back. You're right.
Hey, hi, boys and girls. I miss y'all too. Mike doesn't hate me today, so.
Mike hates all of us today.
Mike hates all of us today. That's true. We love you. Hey, guys, give Mike some love in the chat. It's been a stressful day for him, but he's back.
Adam Project's already looking out. He's seeing the new exotic wood backlit ZZP that Mike put together for us.
Mike handmade this, guys. Yep. He did all the things.
Yeah, routed it out.
Ask Tim about it.
Yeah, looks great.
Hey, y'all can't have one unless y'all messes Mike and be like, Mike, I'll pay you like a
Mike
bajillion
probably
dollars.
make another one.
I don't know if he'll want to make another
would
one.
not recommend.
Yeah.
Anyways, trim levels.
Trim levels.
Yes.
How much they suck? Okay, well, I can't went into this blind. Are we talking about how much they suck for GM? How much they don't make sense?
Ryan, we never know what we're talking about.
Oh, I mean, that's fair.
We just figured this out yesterday.
That's fair.
They made sense up until a point, right?
Yeah, really until about 2010, 2011.
You want to know what I always wondered?
After the bankruptcy?
What I always wondered with trim levels is how much are they really saving to make all these different levels of car?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what if all the cars came with all the options and you just made, I don't know, 200,000 of the same car with the same options and it was all of them?
But,
because would that be cheaper than having like 5 different trim levels and then having people be like, I want this option, but I don't want this option, but this option?
Yeah, because then you have to manufacture different seats. You have to manufacture different. I mean, at one point, door panels because you had crank windows and power windows. Those presumably added enough.
How much did GM save by having manual windows in a base model versus just having electric windows like all the other 90% of Cobalts out there have?
Well, so I will say this in the defense of trim levels, there was a significant price difference in like an LS Cobalt versus an LTZ. There was so back in the day, you can mostly get a Cobalt in the mid to low teens. Right? That's like for an LS 05, whatever. An LTZ was like $8,000 more.
Woo.
It was significant.
Wow, that's hard to imagine that it could be that much more.
What? At the different leather seats and higher up badge trim stuff.
How much
I'm not,
leather? Come on,
dude. Well, they charge arm and leg.
Yeah,
okay.
I would be very curious to know what the profit difference is between the base and the big one, because are they making $8,000 more profit? Or are they making
I don't think
profit
they are.
on the base car?
They're making profit on base, and they're making people feel like special.
Yeah,
like I'm a special boy because I have an LTZ.
LTZ. But there's some uppity people that don't have the options. I'm not going to point out any one of the tables, but if the car doesn't have all the buttons, he's not buying it anyway. So, yeah, see? Exactly. Okay. All right, let's start on just one. So, since we're talking about GM, you have your basic ones. You have your LS, LT, LTZ, and usually your up trim package. That's like a standard, or used to be a standard GM. So, that's for, I believe the exact terms, and you guys in the chat will tell me, it's luxury sport, luxury trim, or luxury whatever,
and then
they
actually standard for anything.
From everything I knew, they stood for something. Like the luxury sport.
SS.
What's that?
Only SS.
Only SS stands for something. Okay.
Yeah,
but by the way, your LS is usually your base model. It comes with your leather seats, your cloth seats. Sorry, your cloth seats, your
buckets.
usual crank windows, like no options.
5-gallon bucket just
that's
sitting
like
there.
no cruise control,
nothing,
no lane departure, all that stuff that we have now.
Yes, and then your LT was like a little bit nicer into your like mid options, but your LTZ was fully loaded.
My base model is an LT, and it has cruise, power windows.
Yep.
It had cloth. I'm trying to think of anything that it would have lessered versus the LTZ, which I think was just leather seats, and then maybe the LTZ's got black interior instead of gray.
Yeah, I know the LTZ. They got
and then the one little thing that I always wanted was the LTZs had a leather little shift boot.
They did
on the auto.
Oh,
On the
yeah.
auto, yeah.
And the
Instead of
base
just
case
the
were
stock.
just plastic.
Yeah.
So
Plastic
this is
everything.
actually a really cool thing. We have Shane Hatfield in chat who works for GM.
yeah.
He just said, "You'd be surprised how many people are involved in cost reduction, trim options, etc."
That proves my point even more.
Yeah.
That's more money savings.
Yeah.
Think about how many people you could not have to pay anymore if you just had options.
Well, I think that's what they're doing now,
Like-
because isn't that kind of what they're doing? Like they're doing the subscription.
Well,
for the,
yeah,
for the various
that's- I was
brands
gonna
now.
touch on that.
That floors me.
BMW.
But that's kind of what you're saying, though, Tim. Like make the same car.
Make everything the same, and then people pay. Now,
For the-
I don't like the subscription model, but
Subscription
Yeah.
model's a little weird.
I did
That's-
think of something the other day. Somebody on one of the groups had posted something about it and how stupid it was. And I'm like, okay, so you're going in, you're buying your new 3 Series or whatever.
Yep.
Heated seats, call it a $2,000 upgrade. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
whatever.
making up numbers.
Just numbers, yeah.
Your heated seats per month are only, I don't know, Netflix pricing $10 or whatever.
22 now.
Yeah.
Netflix went to 22. That's why I canceled it.
Netflix. I was
Yeah.
gonna
But-
say heated seats are not worth $20 a month.
No.
Oh, I disagree. We're
But
paying $20 a month.
But
for
at $10 a month, that's not too bad. And you're not going to pay for them during the summer.
in the summer, yeah.
So
I don't hate
over
it.
time, it
Yeah,
might
but
make
all
sense.
of us here at this table are over 30. And 96% of the time that I'm using my heated seats in any of my cars, it is not because it's cold outside.
Yeah,
It's
correct.
because my lower back hurts. Pretty much ever since I turned 30, there was like a switch. It was
Yeah.
like,
If a car has heated seats and a heated steering wheel, I'm almost guaranteed every day. Like my ATS, since I put the V seats in it now, the V interior, I use the heated seats all the time. I always use the heated steering wheel. It just feels comfy. So I think the biggest issue, and I think a lot of our people in the chat is going to agree with me, my biggest issue with trims is how they're kind of, at this point in time in GM, they're overlapping. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many weird trims, and the RS badge, the specific RS badge, guys, the RS badge is the most annoying badge option. It's an appearance option now.
yeah.
Like,
nowadays, yeah.
Yeah,
Nowadays.
completely.
with like in the back in the old days, it actually was a different trim level that had a little more performance, did all this
Yeah,
other stuff.
rally sport.
The rally sport.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think the Sonic is the best example. Mechanically, there is no difference between an RS Sonic and an LTZ, LS, whatever, with a
Now
1.4.
they're
After a certain year, because if you had an RS first gen, you had a different ratio transmission
and
okay.
and the
seats.
suspension.
and suspension.
Engine-wise, though,
No, engine. Yeah,
Engine-
the engine is the
Completely
same.
the
Like,
same, yeah.
I feel like you should have some, like, it's 20 more horsepower, 15.
Well,
something.
if we're gonna say that, then like, who cares about ZHF BMWs then, right?
Yeah, I don't disagree.
what does that mean? I don't
It's
know.
they're like it's like a trans option.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
people really, it's a sought after option for those cars.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't wholly disagree, but I just hate it, like especially with our second gen Sonics and Cruises now. It's like it's an RS Premier luxury
Yes.
sport, and I'm like, what the shit does that mean?
Yeah.
In the office have talked about it numerous times with the Cadillac ATS specifically.
Oh, that's the worst.
The ATS has the most confusing trim level options ever.
Yeah.
They had
There-
what, 6, 7?
5 or 6, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There was luxury, sport,
performance,
performance, premium. I think you had like a premium sport or something
and
like
then
that.
and
Yeah.
then the V.
And then the V one, yeah.
Yeah.
But you could. It's not like they each has something crazy different. Like the sport one is the basis model one, but you get all the options. You
But
can,
why is sport the base?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And nobody knows
No.
what all those models mean.
No.
Like there's like a handful of people on the planet that knows what all those
Yeah.
models mean.
I would have loved to walk into a dealership back then and walk up to the sales guy at Cadillac and been like, "All right, tell me what is different."
He would have been like,
between
hold on,
these.
let me get the
Let me
magazine.
get the brochure here.
And it's gonna be like the guys that do all the crazy the
Oh,
red,
yeah,
red
the-
tape
the
thing.
strings.
That's what it's gonna be.
He's like, "Well, on the sport you can't get the LSD, but on the
Yeah.
premium you can, and over
So-
here." And
I think the ATS, and I'll say ATS is CT4. is the most confusing. Let's look at the CT4 ones. You have your Sport, your Luxury, your Premium, your V Blackwing, and then I think you have another one. Got GM cashed in all the V brand to make a mid-level package that no one knows. Oh, you have a CT4V? That means you're the fast. Like, no, I don't have the fast one. I have the second.
That was last year's model.
Yeah,
the V was the fast one.
The biggest thing for me is that we talked about it in the office yesterday or this morning, whenever it was. That when you see, like, you know, when I see an AMG badge on a car, not saying a GM car, it's not just GM that's doing this.
Oh, yeah,
I see an AMG badge and I'm like, that guy knows. And then he starts it up and I'm like,
that's a 4-cylinder.
Does not sound like a 6.2. Or what is it? 6.261? I forget.
But that's the AMG line.
Yeah, AMG line versus N line versus
BMW and Audi have the same. They have the S line, the M Sport.
Yeah,
all that one line.
M Sport.
I even go back to the Cadillac once again, the V Sport. While the V Sport does have a different engine, they didn't make it look any different than the base model besides wheels.
Yeah,
like that's annoying. That's why the V Sport's always annoying me. Like, and if it's cooler, make it look cooler. Like,
and it's not like I'm looking on the other side of the fence on this. I had one of those cars. I had a Sport Cobalt at one point in time that had all the SS stuff on it from the factory, and I was like, "Well, it's a little disappointing that it looks like an SS sedan." And everybody's like, "Oh, it's an SS, an SS." I'm like, "No, 2.2 LAP."
See, but that's the thing though. GM in the early 2000s, they lowered the quality of the SS brand. They just throw SS badge on everything.
Okay, but at least
the red line, the red lines nowadays.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But at least back in the mid 2000s, the SSs were different.
I will give it that.
Like, no matter what, they were different.
However, they were confusing.
The
Cobalt SS, there's 2 different SSs.
Yeah.
Well, it's technically 3, but in the same year range, 06, 07, you had the 2.4 NA, and then you have the SS Supercharged.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew.
But, like, you know, you had Trailblazer SS. Okay, everyone got what that was. You had Malibu Max SS.
Dumb.
Which I still like to this day.
I hate them.
I do too.
I like Malibu.
Kind of neat. And then you had the Impala SS, got the 5.3. Monte Carlo got the 5.3. You know, so at least it was a definitive, bigger, better engine version of whatever.
I feel like there was like value added with the badge. Now it's like just a badge.
Yeah,
there's
now it is
nothing else
because
special
now
about it.
I agree
you got
with that.
the Camaro SS, but that the engine isn't just in the SS; it's now in the LT1 as well.
But see, you can get a Camaro SS that looks like a base model. Because if it doesn't have the RS package, because the guy's RS is the appearance package. Like you can get a 4-cylinder RS Camaro, you can get a 6-cylinder RS Camaro, you can get a V8 one SS, 2 SS RS Camaro, and like what is happening?
Yeah,
like I don't know.
Stuff needs to be going back to just for a moment the Cadillac stuff. You can get my ATS is a manual. Mm-hmm. When you look it up, it says the Premium is the only vehicles that come with a LSD in the rear with 3.27 ratio LSD.
Yep.
However, that rule is 100% broken if you get a manual because every single manual gets an LSD. You can have a Sport manual that has an LSD. What? Make up your mind.
And that rear end is so much beefier than the other
standard one. LSD one is literally like it is massively
surprising.
You look at them and you know exactly what one of the LSD is.
One of those LSD, the 327 LSD rear ends into say a 4-wheel kit for a slingshot is very hard by yourself.
But
Adam Project and Tim, you brought this up. Now the red line is just a red line.
It is a appearance package. Yeah. You get black wheels, a red line on the wheel, and then a red line on the fender.
GM dumped it down, and they were like,
"You want a red line?
You want a red line?
They they come with black badges with like the red around them.
Yeah,
all of them do.
I think all of them are white. No, I think
no. You can get
them in black.
Yeah, you can get them in black at least.
Like
black, white.
Because Steve's Camaro was a red line 2SS Camaro. Mm-hmm. It had black wheels with the red line in them, and then a fender red line. I'm like, what?
Michael Bass, GM couldn't sell Camaros, so they panicked and offered every trim motor combo they could. I guess.
Well, because with the new LT1, that is like the most stripped down. It's like Bullet Mustang. It's the most stripped down Camaro with a
Which
V8 you can get.
I like the idea.
The concept's great.
Yeah.
But then it's just more confusing because no one knows what you have.
Well,
or
that's
what
like
you're doing.
what is it? If you option the Dodge Demon, you can get like no passenger seat, no rear seat, no radio, but for $1 more,
You can get all the
you
stuff.
can get all the stuff for it.
Yeah, like what? Like why would you not have it just to
Oh,
have it?
and talk about confusing different
Oh my
trims
God.
and levels.
Dodge.
Oh, got-
my God.
the Charger. You got the 392. You got the Scat Pack. You got the Hellcat.
You missed
got-
it. You already missed like 3.
Yeah.
So you have base Dodge Charger. I'm sorry, I know this. I hate Dodges, guys. Dodge Charger, SXT,
Okay. Yeah.
RT,
Oh.
392 Scat Pack,
Oh.
Hellcat Red Eye Special Edition, and Demon. You had like 9.
Oh, and the
You
wide
forgot-
body.
You
And the
forgot,
wide body.
you
And the
forgot
wide
about the jailbreak.
Oh, and the
The jailbreak.
jailbreak.
Yeah.
I gotta get out the toes to count here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, what do you mean? Like, why is there an art?
So with Dodge specifically, I think it goes back to what I said in the beginning. It makes everybody feel like a special little boy because
Yeah,
they
yeah, you're not
got the
wrong.
red eye jailbreak
'Cause
wide body edition.
Y'all know those old dudes at the classic car shows that pull up. Yup, I got me a 101 in this special interior version, and the guy that made these
Yeah,
cars.
they're not the ones that buy those, dude.
They
No,
to-
they-
no, they 100% are.
Like people that go to takeovers buy Dodge products.
Dude, go to a classic car show. No, dude,
Challengers, like it's
those hard. So you know the classic scene has a hardcore Mopar guys. They go and buy the Hellcats, and then they tell you about all the special. Yep,
Oh, yeah,
came with trans lines from the factory. And they based it off the 19 whatever old BS.
I got a 72 Challenger that's just
They
like
do,
it.
Tim, they 100% do this.
see like old classic car people are definitely guilty of that. But like I got the blue one with the red interior.
Yep.
Like
1 of 5 in
Yeah,
this
It's 1 of
model
5
year.
because no one wanted it, yo, Coop. Like,
It is
blue
kind
with
of
a red interior.
I've
who
never
wants that?
thought about that. You know, sometimes they're rare just because it wasn't good.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's 100%.
People didn't want it, so nobody bought it.
Yeah, just because it's rare does not mean it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rarity is not equal good. Like so what these I used to go to classic cars back in Chicago a lot. I remember the new GT 500 Mustangs came out.
Okay.
All the old guys got it because they got a lot of money, so they buy the brand new GT and they're all bragging to each other in a circle jerk about how much. Yeah, I got my GT 500 special order. It took them 17 months to get it to me because I had the specific parts and I wanted it signed by Cheryl Kelby or Daryl Kelby himself or all that stuff. That's what these old
Cheryl
guys-
Kelby.
Oh, jeez.
But that's what it was. That's what all those old guys do in the classic cars. So they want that.
That's true. That's true.
Tim, I got me the wide body Scat Pack version.
Nate Ashcraft, I can't agree more. Yes, the Kappa
Oh,
community.
see.
That is
Oh,
the Kappa
yeah.
community.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I got
Oh,
the 101 with this interior, with this option, and this short throw shifter that was GM installed. And my
Adam Project brings up, the best car company, Saturn.
there
There
says who?
There was 2 trims of the S series. You had the SC1 or the SC2. You had the SL1, the SL2, SW1, SW2.
Kept it simple.
Single cam, dual cam.
That
was
makes
it.
a lot of sense. I'm
Right,
actually
right?
down for
Like,
it. I'm
it's
actually
like-
down for it.
Do you want 4 horsepower or 10?
Yeah. And they're not a company anymore, so
Yeah.
not a great example.
So maybe the billions of trim model is what people want, but
Well, on the on the side of trim levels, that is, you made there was an article about why Cadillac started doing the actual V badge for the CT5 and CT4, and they said that they wanted the inclusivity of people that want performance model, but they didn't want to spend the much for it. Us performance guys, we hate that because we're like, I'm sorry, like there should be a difference in your nicer models.
Yeah.
Like if you get the top level one, you should know you have a top level one.
I certainly feel like you're faking the funk.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
If you've got an N line vehicle or an AMG line vehicle or
Yep.
M Sport.
M Sport vehicle, I'm like,
I actually
Meh.
one of my things that I like that is actually I like Audi's nomenclature. Sorry. For their naming of their cars. I like them quite a bit actually because it is very apparent which one you have. Grant, the S line is a little weird, but like
Yeah.
I use the A4s. You have the A4, you have the S4, and you have the RS4. You have 3 levels. You got your mid,
Yep.
your high, your mid, and your
base.
top.
Yeah.
dog one. And you always know when you sell an RS one, there's not going to be some weird in between one. Granted, they may have some own one, but I really like that. Like, they didn't trade in the RS line because, hey, if you have an RS3, you got the all-wheel drive 5-cylinder Billy Badass one.
Yeah.
You like, and that's it. You don't get like
I loved the Mercedes. I don't know the era that they had it, but like you had a letter combo and then a number combo. The letter combo was the body of the car.
Yep.
Like
You
a
know,
C63.
Your C, your CLS, your S class, all that. And then you have the number, like the 500, the 63, like, and then that was the engine size.
Yep.
Basically.
Yeah, just like old BMWs. 335
335.
was 3.5 liters. 318 was.
But then all of them, BMW and Mercedes, threw that in the garbage can.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what is a 440? Like a BMW
M440.
440. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, it's the same engine as, I think, a 35.
Yeah,
like,
no, the 440
it's-
still have the B58 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. Like, just keep, like, why did you change?
And then you
Why
got
did
the
you change?
M440, but that's not the M4.
Yeah. No, and it's but see
Yeah.
and see out and again, Mercedes names make me angry. Like they make no sense any longer. So for instance, I know for a while ago, for our customers that don't know, like the E63 AMG, that's your Billy Badass E-Class, that's your mid-size sedan, usually with big Billy Badass engines. 6.3 was usually a 6.3 NA.
Yeah.
But then they started doing 5.5s turbos in them.
Yeah.
And then they changed again.
They didn't want to lower the number, so they kept the 63, even though it was a 5.4 turbo.
Yeah,
they muddied the water a little bit, but I understand. I mean, you go from an NA 6.2 being a 6.3, and then you go to a 5.4 turbo. That is far better.
Oh, no, 100%.
So I mean, you don't want to put like something less, but
at
like,
the same time, like if you go up to somebody and say, I have a SLK 53. No one, unless you are in the Mercedes, knows what you're talking about.
Mhm.
I still don't know.
Like when it was simple, it was E class, C class, S class. You're like, okay, that's the body style, that's the
all right,
size.
so A
of
is
it.
smallest, C class is bigger, E class is
Yes.
bigger.
S class is the biggest.
Yeah. Okay,
but now
that
you
makes
got
sense.
CLK, SL9, SLM,
CLS, C, like.
Yeah,
what is that? Like,
Yeah.
what is it? See the safe CL on? What is the K for? Like, I don't.
Yeah,
E-class coupe, like
does the K still stand for compressor spelled with a K like they
No.
used to do?
No, it doesn't anymore.
No, like the compressors, like KOM compressor,
Yeah.
is like those were supercharged, right?
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah.
is that the
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay. They just didn't.
I don't understand
There's no
how they
want.
name their vehicles. Like usually you can look at a bad.
Zoom
Jeep
had
and
an SLK that was not supercharged.
See,
But it wasn't an SLK compressor. Normally, there's like a separate
Yeah,
badge on the passenger side. Of the
Yeah, there
system.
was a compressor.
Okay.
but I literally don't understand why we can't have consistent naming across anything.
Like everybody knows that we hate change.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Everyone hates change. It's hard.
Like who likes change? Nobody likes
no one
change.
likes change.
Let's just keep these numbers and like just keep them and stop worrying about people being upset because they can't afford the nice model.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't
Like,
afford
you
the
don't
nice model,
get-
you can't
save
afford the
your
nice
pennies.
model.
Like,
You don't get a V badge. I'm
But-
sorry.
Yeah,
You don't have a V.
yeah,
I think it
exactly.
goes back to what Mike mentioned. He said today's car representatives and companies want to confuse their customer into purchasing a vehicle. So they're like, well, this is the SS1LERS T2LT. And if you want to be a poor or whatever, you can get a 1LT if you want, but I wouldn't. Like, if you can just confuse
If you can just
yeah.
throw people, they'll go for. I will say, in the early years of the ATS, going back to ATS again, they had 3 engine choices. Like we're talking about 13, 14, 15.
Yep.
You had your 2.0, your LTG, your 2.0. You had your LCV, your 2.5 NA, and then you had your 3.6. The 2.5 is kind of that unknown one. I had a customer yesterday that bought our turbo heat shield,
Oh yeah.
and he was like, "This doesn't fit anywhere on my 2.0." I'm like, "Are you sure you have a 2.0?" I said, "Yep, it's turbo." So send me a picture of engine bay. Lo and behold, 2.5 NA. He's like, "I didn't even know they made a 2.5." I'm like, yeah, you got it. You got the slowest one, guy. Sorry about that.
You got the worst version.
Oh
Sorry, bud.
man.
But
Now
like-
I've never purchased a new car, but I can't imagine how confusing it would be
if you didn't
to
know
walk
about cars.
Because most people aren't like us. They walk into the dealership and they're just like, oh, this one looks nice.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care about what... Well, not everyone. I don't want to put a blanket statement. But most people don't care what it is. They want their whatever option, like the heated steering wheel. And so find me a heated steering wheel in blue.
Yeah.
And that's about what I assume most people asked for.
But like, I feel like
don't
most
know.
people go... people that don't have time or want to do their research before they buy a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
They just go in and say, "Give me the best version."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
would
like
be...
one of my friends' mom, she's in her, I don't know, early 60s now. She walked into a Ford dealership and said, "I would like a new Explorer." And they said, "Which one do you want?" And she said, "I want the best." And they were like, "She's driving around a Ford Explorer ST 3-package truck." And I'm like,
Word? Word to mom? All right.
Nice.
that's a $70,000 SUV.
Yeah. Well, see, I think, again, Shane Half, I was just kind of browsing the chat when I can't get started. Again, he said the V suits because people wanted the looks but not power of the V. But even still, I get it, because if you look at a CT4V Blackwing and a CT4V, they look similar, but not enough difference. So IMO, you still cheapen the top brand. Like,
Why not just offer it as an option? Like, you can get the V body kit.
or V appearance, yeah.
Yeah, V appearance package.
Let's
Yeah.
be real, that's lame.
It's lame.
It is
That's
what it
really
is.
But
lame.
for some people, that's what they want.
But no, that's Tim.
I mean,
that's
I understand. I have an ATS-V, so I'm probably biased, and I can't say anything.
Your car's an ATS-V?
And I'm a jerk, and I'm a jerk because I'm taking a stance on this. Like,
No,
I
you're
get
not.
it, but like, it does suck if somebody takes a 2.5 ATS. And then they're like, "I want an ATS-V body kit on it," and GM's like, "Sure, here you go."
Yep.
That's kind of lame, guys.
But you know what?
That's kind of lame.
But you know what?
Come on,
exists.
back me up, people.
It exists already. It's called an RS badge.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Camaro RS. You get the cool looks, but you don't get the coolest engine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I did with my base model. So
That's what Tyler did with his base model.
That's what my base model was.
yeah,
I mean,
but
it
at
came
least
like
you,
that from the factory.
at least
I
you
guess.
had a turbo.
Yeah, but
Just
like,
a little one.
yeah, like it's.
I mean, I'm fine with, like, if somebody wants to do it after, if they want to spend the money, because you know how much it costs to make
yeah.
your base model an SS.
Mm-hmm.
You could have bought an SS.
It costs
110%.
It costs the life
So-
of another SS.
Like, I don't,
Yep.
I don't have a problem with individuals doing that, because like it's going to be pretty expensive to make it happen, but you can make it happen. I mean, I had a base model Cobalt, and I was looking at all the SS stuff, you know, and I didn't feel that guilty about like putting it on there.
Mhm.
But for GM to be like, "Here, have the coolest body kit, but you have the basest of engines," that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
You're devaluing
You're devaluing your top brand.
your top
Yeah.
model.
What-
I feel like you're definitely like cutting off your nose to spite your face on that.
Yeah.
one. Like, why would you cheapen the top model of the vehicle?
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's.
I mean, here's the thing: is like, I have an ATS-V. It's not a CTS-V.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I could spend a lot more and have a better car, but you know, I can't afford a better car,
Yeah.
so I have an ATS-V. Like, so it's just, you know, it is what it is.
Like,
If you want the whole package, buy the
the
whole
whole
package. And if you can't get the whole package, then buy what you can.
buy what you can afford.
Buy
Yeah.
what you can
Live
afford.
in your means.
Yeah, certainly stay in your financial lane when
Absolutely,
it comes
yeah.
to buying
There's
stuff.
no
but-
sense overspending. Matt Meekoff, actually, who we're not talking about just names in general, though. We're talking about the LTG Camaro for a second.
Uh-huh.
The LTG Camaro, you can get an RS patch and all the other stuff. Matt was like, and he said this, and it makes total sense to me. He's like, why would you make that the base model Camaro? If they hadn't, go for it.
Pause this.
Go for it.
Captain Slow? No, I didn't. My base model never got an SS bumper
You did that.
or SS anything. It had a base model with
Oh,
an,
it had SS
with
wheels.
it had SS wheels for a minute,
Yeah. Yep.
and then I got some Inkies. But it had an eBay $70 lip on it.
Yep.
That's what it had.
It did.
It fit really
Sorry.
poorly.
No, you're fine.
Sorry,
Absolutely.
I had to get.
You
I
gotta
had to
get him.
him.
You gotta get him. But if they had named the LTG Camaro, for instance, if they had just made it a different platform, I feel like it would sell better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Like
yeah.
if you, and let's just,
Yeah.
I'm sorry guys, you class guys are gonna yell at me. I'm just gonna pull a name out. Let's say they call it the Nova. Let's say they call
Yeah.
the Nova was it had a 4-cylinder turbo, but you can optionally get the top model because people like buying the top models.
Yeah.
Back in the day with the Monte Carlos, the Monte Carlo SS in 2001, 2003 had a 3.6 L36 NA only. But those guys are the ones that were buying all those supercharged kits and all the turbo kits.
yeah.
But then they came out with a supercharged one for 2 years, and that one became the most
Yeah.
popular one.
Mhm.
People, if they have the top model, those guys I want a Monte Carlo. This is the best one I can get. Versus now, like the Camaro, the 4-cylinder Camaro gets hate, but if it was a Nova with a slightly different body on it, it would have still like hotcakes. It'd be an entry-level rear-wheel drive car.
Dude, they could have taken that Alpha chassis Camaro body and put a different front clip and taillights on it and said it was a Nova.
Something.
And then we would be like, oh, it's just a Camaro with that. But it could have been to the benefit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, if they would have marketed it differently,
Yeah, you have more options to do something because people want it's like the BRZ. They would have entry-level rear-wheel drive car with a 4-cylinder turbo, and the BRZ sells like freaking hotcakes and makes less than 200 horsepower. This thing makes 260 horsepower, 270 depending on
yeah, but nobody's gonna buy and mod the 4-cylinder when you can buy a V8 one.
Exactly. But if you say, hey, this is the Nova or the whatever Caprice or whatever you called it,
Caprice.
Whatever you want to call it, and it's this, and people are like, I want top level of that one. They would have bought it, but no, they did not do that, and they just confused people's names and put RS badges on everything. You can get a 4-cylinder 1LE.
Oh yeah,
you can get in a few. You can get a 4-cylinder 1LE because that's your track package. That's your track handling package thing for it. But I don't know. I get really frustrated with the Camaro brand and really frustrated with listening all the nomenclature of all this stuff. Because
you don't have to worry anymore because see you later.
See you later, Camaro.
Bye,
Like
Camaro.
again, they actually did it right though. The best example of them doing it right, Z28 Camaro. Best example of them doing it right. Am I wrong, boys?
No,
it has an LS7. It's your race package. It only comes one way. It has the flow tie on it. It's just this big
carbon ceramic. Yeah,
that's a good car.
A whole nother level over the SS.
Every one of us here at this table wants that car.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's the only 5th gen that I would own.
Yeah.
I would own like a 1LE track rat. Like that's all it's ever done.
Six gen gets the only 1LE for me.
Yeah.
But like a Z28 with 325 square with that big old LS7.
Larry Hoover's on the back.
Larry Hoover's on the back of that thing.
305, come alive. We out here acting bad.
Acting bad, Midwest Street Riders. Like the Z28 was the coolest 5th gen Camaro, hands down.
Oh yeah,
like the body was good. The wheels were just
amazing.
That's
the wheels
my
were on
favorite OEM wheel that I've ever seen.
They look great.
I really want a SS 1LE. That's like my neck. The SS 6 gen SS 1LE. That wheel's that's the best looking factory I've ever seen in my life, and they're big and it's just god.
What is funny though is that the 6th gen came out and the SS would beat the Z28 because the chassis was that much better.
Yeah,
and that's why we know the
Mr.
6th gen is
Soundwizard,
superior.
I love you, brother, but you're wrong. Z01 is not better than the Z28.
Yeah, 5th gen.
Yeah, you had a blower and all the other stuff, but you're talking 7 liters of America.
Yeah.
Oh, just the noises.
The noises out of a 7 liter.
5th gen ZL1s had.
They had a blower.
Really?
It was CTSV, LSA.
See,
it's an LSA blower.
Okay.
I don't know how everybody else feels at this table, but I will give up a little bit of performance for sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to be an extra 30 horsepower as much as I want it to sound like 10 of 10. Like I need to own that still.
Yeah.
So like the ZL1, I'll pass. Like
a 6 gen Z01, that's something different.
Yeah.
We're talking about
that's an LT car, right?
Yeah, yes, that's an LT4.
Yeah, you can't compare a 5th gen to a 6th gen anything.
No.
Yeah, no. Shane said 17 as a car, so they keep going business. That's very true. Not a lot of people are going to buy it, but they came with Trofeo R's from the factory. Oh my god.
Trofeo R's.
Yes, a 6 gen Z01 1LE is dream, but that Ryan can't afford that.
Yeah, that's not even on the radar.
Yeah, it's not even.
No, and now
I love track stuff. If it comes with a big wing, I'm gonna.
Especially ZL1 1LEs now are so much money.
Yep.
Yeah, but like you got like one thing from racing that chassis, at least road course. Oh my god, the cost of racing a 6th gen chassis. Wow.
So high.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a set of tires per event.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And not 245s.
No, they're
No.
325.
285s, whatever.
Man, is that an expensive car to race. That's why I race Sonics.
Yeah. Like
because
I
I
could
can
put a set of tuner treadwears on my car and they'll last like 2 years if I'm real
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So-
Same. And I drive like a wild man.
Yeah.
And I can put 2 years on a set of tires on my Sonic.
Yep.
And my ATS-V, I went through a set of tires in one Grid Life event.
Yeah.
One Grid Life long weekend.
Heavy car, lots of power.
Heavy car, lots of power, lots of
And
braking.
then brake pads. I
Yeah.
mean, the
Everything.
brake rotors are
The
bigger
rotors.
than my head, and they're $300 a piece. Whereas
Yeah,
rotors
for
our
just
car,
the ring.
yeah.
Yep.
Hundreds of dollars for just the rings.
Whereas
for your
you can get
rotors, like
all
Yeah.
4 rotors for like $100. For
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
car.
Yeah, definitely when you get up to like motorsports that high, there's a cost.
Mhm.
There's a
But
big daddy cost.
you're faster too. I mean, we always talk about how
Yeah.
you just can't compete with these new modern cars. We love racing
Yeah.
our platform cars because we love them and they're affordable
Yep.
and they're still fun. But you're not actually
Can
competing.
we tell these guys about you and I going to Grid Life?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
so
Talk about
Tyler and I show up to Grid Life with 2 Cobalts. Right?
I remember.
Tyler's got, I've got the base model Cobalt. Tyler's got his
Blue
SS
LSA.
Cobalt. And we're just racing. We're ripping. We're next to this dude with an Elantra.
Guys, an
An
Elantra
Elantra.
in.
Don't say that.
Okay.
It's a
An Elantra.
freaking
Hyundai
Elantra.
Elantra.
yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? We're parked next to this guy. It's a pretty new car. I'm just gonna ask him what he runs. That dude ran like 10 seconds a lap faster than me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was low 140s, like 130s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He ran like
141 I think was his
Yeah.
fastest.
a 141 at Gingerman in a freaking Elantra.
Yep.
And it had a colder intake, a tune, and an intercooler.
Like
and
basic
tires.
bolt-on.
And tires.
Oh yeah, he had nice
Yeah.
tires.
That's it.
Guys,
Stop
In a
brakes.
freaking Elantra.
guys, the thing about it is, it doesn't even make that much more power than them, but it's just like they're engineered
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do the
Yeah.
and all the new sports cars and stuff, the ATS-Vs, the Camaro stuff, they have like slip control. Like you get
Mhm.
this much traction
Oh.
before we engage traction
The
control.
ELSD and the N cars,
Insane.
Yeah.
dude, it's so
Very
good.
cool.
What I
Insane.
am so envious of them is like those like Paul
Mhm.
and Danny in
Yep.
Florida. They have
For those that don't know, they are some friends from Florida from us. Paul has a 2JZ Sky, and his wife Danny has a Veloster N.
like they reach out to her and they're like, "What do you think of our car? We know you race our car.
Mhm.
What do you think? What can we do to make it better?"
Yep.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
And they add
What?
value to their customers, and they're like, "Hey, we know you bought one of our Ns. You should come out to this track day
Yeah.
only for N cars."
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What
That's
the?
cool.
There are very few companies that are even doing that for them. But again, you have those cars aren't confusing. To say if you have an N badge, you know you got some business. And
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Like that
again-
was the coolest Uber when I was in Florida.
Yeah.
Like Danny was like, "It's okay, just take my car while you're here," and
Oh,
I was like,
man.
"Hell yeah!"
That thing
Dude.
has like Danny is going through the menu of her radio, and I'm just like, what?
What's happening?
It blew me away. It is the coolest ricer in a cool way.
Yes.
Like the coolest ricer in a cool way that I've ever sat in and
all
played
the
with.
racer things that we actually love
That's
Yes.
in a
Yes.
factory car.
When they do stuff like that, like for instance, in that car too, it has like they have like drift. No, not that car. They're like the RS
That's the
Focus.
RS.
Yeah.
They have drift mode, then they have burble mode, and they have all these other
Yeah.
things that does all the stuff that tuners and people who enjoy cars they
Mhm.
want that experience.
All with a factory warranty.
All with a
you go.
warranty. You get a warranty to beat the snot out of your car.
Michigan
What-
Sound Wizard says, "What about the special trim Nismo
Don't ever talk
Juke?"
about a Nismo Juke in my presence ever again in any of your lives.
No,
The two worst Nissans ever made are the Nissan Juke and the Nissan Cube. Fight me, you fight.
The Juke is cool.
The Juke said no one ever.
The
with
Nismo
any-
Juke
That
was
Nismo
cool.
Juke is
Gizmo
cool.
Juke with the Sportsters.
Never.
Yeah.
That's good.
You look like a loser.
It's a good car.
I'd rather take my grandma's Camry than driving a Nissan. I'll walk. I got a skateboard. I don't. I'll get rollerblades. Forget that dang
I
Nissan
would just
Juke.
like to see you in rollerblades, honestly.
I used to love rollerblades. It's great. I freaking love it. I'll do it again.
We were
those-
just talking about the Ioniq 5 the other day.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh.
Shane, Juke R, yeah, you got a big GTR engine in a Juke. You're still ugly.
It's
You're
not,
an ugly
that's
person.
not a factory thing.
Yeah.
It's not an offer.
No.
The
Yeah.
Juke R is pretty neat, but
Juke R
yeah,
is
it's
neat.
not really a.
Nissan Versa,
Realistic.
I would take a Nissan Versa over a Nissan Cube.
What?
100%. The Cube is so stupid. It looks
Versa?
like a stupid little like what's the pit bull thing? Not a pit bull. It looks like a
It's a better looking HHR.
the Cube.
Yeah.
HHR. The Cube got beat up. It was
Man.
a kid that got beat with an ugly stick and it grew up. No one likes cubes because
I like cubes just fine.
I like cubes. I think they're cool.
no one important likes cubes. Guys, there was the whole thing about the cube was they had like the English bulldog with the sunglasses. That's what it looks like. It's fucking stupid.
You remember marketing way more than I do. 'Cause
dumb.
I don't remember that.
Gordon Barkley says Juke's front end looked like a rear end. It did look like an Aztec. It did look like an
The
Aztec.
headlights were big, round, ugly
The
things.
Juke's front end looked like a rear end. You got that exactly disease.
Yeah.
Your face looks exactly like your butt.
Oh my god. But God, yeah, back to trims, man.
Sorry,
Like, no,
continue.
that was fantastic. Yeah, don't.
Yeah, what about the Kia Soul? What do you think about those?
Yo, hamster car? Let's go.
Really?
You like
Heck,
the
I'll
Soul,
take the
but
Kia.
not the Kia?
I don't like the Soul.
They're the
No,
same thing.
Mike, I will suplex you. I don't like them, but I will take them over.
But the brand new Souls are actually
I'm
really
not seeing
cool
them.
looking.
See?
They're
Guess what?
cool looking.
Guess what? The new Juke ain't cool because there is no new Juke because they stopped selling those things.
You're looking at me like I own a Juke.
I
don't.
on that side of the table. You're in the line of fire. I'm sorry.
I like what Brad Keith says. Brad Keith says the third or fourth gen Eclipse looks like a two-headed lizard.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Fourth gen Eclipse
Yeah,
was
you're
a
right on
fail.
that.
That thing was a failure.
That's a rough.
Yeah,
car.
those
People,
were bad.
there's been a guy local selling
And that's coming
his-
from an HHR driver.
Yeah.
So.
They have what was it? Some guy local has been trying to sell his fourth gen. It's like a stock fourth gen for like 5 years now.
Oof.
No one wants it. Yeah, they're real
Ouch.
bad. Juke sold Mission Sounders to get him out of the chat. Boot him out.
I like him.
No,
I'm with you.
no, boot.
Juke. I'm in.
See,
No.
look at that.
That's see, sold. That's
kind
good.
of a cool looking
That's
car.
sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool
Wait,
than any Juke.
I'm in.
Cool than any Juke could ever
Not
be.
bad.
I still like Jukes. I don't know. There's just something.
Guys,
There's
so,
something in me.
guys, once a week,
There's something in me.
Tim's like, yeah, there's something in you, all right?
Well,
So-
thanks for tuning in, guys.
Anyway.
Guys,
Oh.
it's like once a week, like freaking, like Tim is like, I think Ryan, they need to get a Juke. I'm like, don't you ever. I will never park next to you. I will crash into you with my Sonic. I will T-bone your car as hard as possible.
Fenrirson said Volvo C30 T5. Yes.
Which one?
Yeah.
Is that the...
That's the two-door hatch.
Yep.
That
Those
thing's
are cool.
They share a suspension with some Mazdas.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like
you
a
can
3?
bag them with Mazda 3 stuff.
Ah,
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Cool stuff.
Daniel Anderson, no, Geo Metro.
No.
Oh, boy.
Adam, CTSV Wagon, the world.
Oh, my God. The C6V wagon?
Man.
Wow.
That was a...
Man.
Oh, oh. Guys, get him out of here. The host is nasty. The host is nasty.
Anyway.
I think I'm the only one that does not like CTSV wagons. Like
Well, that's because
That's because
you're
you
wrong.
suck.
I don't like that generation of CTS at all.
What?
Like at all. Like I am so anti that generation of CTS.
Man.
The heck you talking about, boy?
I get in that car. The dashboard is so 1990s. Like you can't argue.
No,
No.
I can.
What generation is that?
It's like a 2007, 2008 car. Like what do you? It's accurate.
It's
for
terrible.
It's
It
not
is
a
not.
full digital dash.
It's not
or
digital
anything.
dash and all that stuff. That thing is.
Like it's.
Like what a 16 plus CTS, whatever that body style is.
Yeah,
Like
the
I'm
V3?
in a V3, a V2 then.
Yeah, the V2.
The V2 CTS, ugly.
All right, guys.
Put me on
Hey, guys. Next week we're gonna have a WWE wrestling match in a ring up here. It's gonna be me fighting Tim, suplexing him across the map.
We can all agree on the fact that I'm glad they went with not truck axles on
Yeah.
the V2 though, because
Captain-
our poor friend Matt in the chat.
Matt,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
love
the
you.
first gen.
I hate first gen CTSs. They are the worst thing on ever made.
Man, Matt, I was so excited. Was it 2018?
18,
Matt was
yeah.
like, Randy, I got a CTSV, and I was like, hell yeah, dude, let's go. And then he shows up, and I was like, oh.
You got a first gen.
So, Tyler, just because someone brought it up, and we all knew it was going to happen, I told Tyler he's going to talk about it. Guys, Tyler bought a Saab wagon, and someone mentioned
Ooh,
chat mentioned
yeah.
I
it.
told you I wasn't going to talk about it. I didn't bring it up.
I didn't bring it up.
I didn't say nothing about bringing it up. I said talk about it. You got to totally ignore it because they're already talking about it now.
I'm not talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tyler bought a wagon.
That's pretty cool. I rode in today. I liked it. I can understand the wagon. Like I can understand the wagon. Like I said last podcast. Like if I want to bring my wheels to the tire shop, like
you're gonna be asking for the wagon.
yeah, I'm gonna be asking to borrow that wagon. Like I want to bring 2 sets of wheels to the tire place to swap some tires out in style.
When I was buying it, the guy was like, "Oh, you're just gonna put all the wheels in the back and take it home?" And I'm like, "It's a wagon. What do you think I'm gonna do?"
Yeah, like what did he think? Like,
He was like,
no, I want you
well-
to mail them. What?
It was in Jersey, so he's like, well, I normally just fill up the back with drugs.
Oh my god!
But yes, I did. I flew out to New York. I picked it up, drove it back. It's
He's
sweet.
talking about it. I win.
It's
Not gonna happen.
Yep.
Dan North mentioned it earlier, and I
He did.
ignored it. Sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
But because I wanted to prove a point.
You didn't know, so I'll let you talk about it, guys. I'm actually pretty excited. I think we all as a group came up with his plate. It's Wagoon.
Yep.
WAAGOON. He's a goon.
Okay.
But Randy, what is that saying?
Okay.
What's a goon to a goblin?
What is a goon to a
What is a
goblin?
goon
Nobody
to
knows.
a goblin? What is
Google
it?
it.
But yeah, it's I really like the exhaust note. I think it sounds really
It's a
good.
Yeah.
V6 turbo. I didn't know that. I was like, that's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
once it when it gets warmed up, it sounds real good. I will say, I think maybe you and somebody went somewhere the other day, and it was like cold start, got in it, drove away, and you got on it a little bit, and I was like, but warmed up, it sounds so good.
XT5 Live says thoughts on the GR Corolla, coolest 3-cylinder hatchback on the market right now.
Yeah.
Granted, it's the only one
In America, yes.
in America, but it is so cool. Again, the GR badge.
Yeah.
GR badge once again. Guess what's not confusing, boys and girls? The GR means it's performance. What's it? Gazoo Racing, right?
Zoo racing.
Yeah. It's racing. It's fast. It's 300 horsepower 3-cylinder. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's good, and it has like a VZD controller that like does stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can move. You can shift front wheel drive, rear wheel drive.
I've
all
only
that.
driven one
So
ever, like in
cool.
a performance aspect, and I was like, yeah, this is
See-
all good stuff.
So getting back to GM because that's what we do here.
Yep.
Sorry.
GM's trim level aside doesn't make anything cool anymore.
No.
No.
You have Corvette,
Yep.
cool. The Blackwings, cool. Camaros, they're gone. Outside of that,
Nothing.
nothing.
But see, like it's unfortunate now because I even hear that Corvette's gonna become its own brand fairly soon too.
I'm sure it will.
Like-
yeah.
Is
And
it gonna
I-
be Corvette or like Stingray?
Or something like
I
that.
don't
Like
know.
I know I get why they do it because we are the minority. You know, we are the performance guys are the minority, but there are a lot of cool like Audi's still doing. Like I think someone mentioned the RS6 Avant very recently. That's the coolest one. I
That
drove
is
in
a
Chicago
cool car.
and I drove and one was pulling up next to me and I'm like, what in the Batmobile? What
Like,
car is this?
And
like,
it's good in stock form. Like we modify cars. I'm gonna modify cars no matter what car I have.
Yep.
But like in stock form, they're just so good.
Yes.
Stop talking about all-wheel drive Sonics.
It's not gonna happen.
They're just good. Stop trying to make fetch a thing.
Yeah.
But RS6s, they have like factory air ride where you can plug in a controller and like control your ride height. It's just all
GM
good
could
stuff.
do that. Like the CA vet is a cool vet. We all know that they look cool and everything. Now that it's gonna be a
bring
vet.
back performance models of other cars. I know everything is now an SUV, but at least make a cool.
No. A crossover.
Yeah,
yeah.
CUV.
Don't call it an SUV. SUVs can be cool. Crossovers can't be cool.
But
That's
put
not
the
true. I have a
LF4
really cool
in a
crossover.
Blazer. Make another Blazer SS.
Like they have a chance to redo it, but you know what the Blazer SS is gonna be now? It's gonna be an EV. Which I get the EV push, but it is there needs to be something for the combustion guys. Like imagine this.
Gordon. You see what Gordon brought up? A
Turbo
freaking Sprint. 3-cylinder turbo. I'm in. I'm in.
Not a sprint, you're not. You ain't in nothing. You're in last place. That's what I want to you're in.
Like,
Anyway.
oh man, that was such a cool car.
But GM makes. I mean, they have their little 1.2 and their 1.3 that are in the Trailblazer.
They
Do like a
also-
bigger turbo one.
Yeah.
Something.
Or
They
anything.
haven't imagined. So I think they messed up. You guys know, like we talk about a lot. You know, like the XT5, XT6 and stuff.
Make a V of that.
Make a V.
Man.
LF4 all-wheel drive XT5.
Brother.
You cannot tell me that would not be the coolest thing
Whatever
ever.
dad needs to buy that for his 3 kids and can't afford an Escalade V,
Yep.
give him an LF4 in his XT5.
XT4V or XT5V,
Yeah,
whatever.
Why?
Not everybody needs that full-size Escalade.
Correct.
Yeah.
The Escalade V
That costs more than my house.
No,
Yeah.
seriously.
Not
So have
wrong.
you guys seen they did a comparison between the Trackhawk SRT8,
Mhm.
the Trackhawk, the supercharged one,
Yeah.
and the Escalade. Escalade is priced above it, and it's a larger vehicle than the Trackhawk. The Trackhawk just gaps it. It's
Well, it's like 800 pounds heavier.
yeah,
Probably.
it's more than that.
Yeah.
But like, it's this huge car, which I get it. LT4, it's pretty neat. But why not do the XT5 like you said
Or
and make it
XT4,
comparable?
yeah.
If Dodge can do it, there is no because right now Dodge has a hold on
See.
all performance markets.
Man,
Completely. Yeah.
I hate that you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hate that
Think
you're
about
right.
it.
That's why they can do 98 trim versions of the Charger and Challenger.
Well, think about it.
Yeah.
They're-
Because they sell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And quote me on this. You guys can quote me on this too. The new Charger, like the Hondas back in the day, they are the new Hondas. Everybody has one. They're easy performance cars to
Yep.
do.
Yeah.
It's a rear drive V8. They're heavy. They're not that fast, but everyone thinks that they do because
They
keep
do
the-
good burnouts.
They do
Yeah,
good
they do
burnouts.
good burnouts.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
and then there's a bunch of versions of people. Oh, I got an RT. Oh, this now I make my RT a Hellcat. I mean a hell RT or whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
So, but again, they just put this supercharged big engine in everything, and they sell the cakes off of them.
Yeah.
See, but also people don't get into this a whole lot, but Dodge Mopar does such a good job because they have in-house financing as well.
That's true too.
I'm not.
He's
It's
right.
not a slight towards anybody. but if
29.9%.
you can go into a Dodge. You can get a jailbreak Hellcat RT, XRT,
XRT 37 removed,
whatever
Scat Pack.
whatever it is,
Why, buddy?
and pay 40 cents a month at 400% interest
You know what they say?
for 30 years.
Yeah.
for the rest of your life, and they'll send you on your way.
When
No other manufacturer does that.
when you
Yeah.
you have 392
Yeah.
on the side of your car, that's your credit score.
Ooh.
Oh, I say that too much.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
but guys, like that's like Dodge. Literally, you can't get rid of those cars fast enough. Everyone wants one. Every guy. Oh man, I got me a cat dog.
Yeah, but
You know how many brothers I've heard say that to me? I'm like,
yeah,
dude, I
but
don't
Dodge
care.
is doing it though. They get you coming, they get you going. Like,
Yeah.
you come in and you're like, I want that, and they're like, we can get it,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah.
How much do you want to pay? And if you're ever at a dealership and they ask you how much you want to pay for something,
Not
it's
good.
it's a trap.
Yeah,
Like, just-
that's a trap.
Stop.
That's a trap.
Because you're gonna get 400% interest. And
Yeah.
you're gonna pay $100 a month.
And guess what? And they want to do it. You know,
Sorry,
and
we got off on
like,
a tangent, but
Sorry, like
it's about trims. We're still talking about trim levels.
yeah,
Oh,
true.
man.
Like as much as I hate and dislike Dodge stuff, besides the Viper, because I want an ACR Viper. Like,
Everyone
oh my
wants a Viper.
god.
Woo! Oh god.
I guess you guys put if you put a big wing on it, I'm gonna want it. Bottom line.
And now I gotta sit at this table.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
this.
700 pounds of downforce.
Good car. Yep, good car.
But like, yeah, guys, like Dodge are just doing it, but they make a performance car that's affordable. They do all this stuff. They made it cheap.
Yeah.
I don't want to say affordable, but
I
because they're still expensive.
I mean,
dude,
what's
like,
cool? What's cool about this
Any
is
new
that
car is expensive now.
Yeah, that's true.
what's cool is that this like gives our old cars a value
Oh yeah.
It absolutely
because
does.
the new cars kind of suck. It sucks for ZZP a little bit.
Yeah.
It sucks for ZZP because like GM is kind of making their vehicles lame.
Yeah.
But it definitely improves the value of all of our older moddable vehicles.
Yeah.
You know, like I would say the newest vehicle that we sell parts for that has like a lot of gains is the Gen 2 Cruise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that car has a ton of potential and it's one of the latest models, but man, like you guys are making it hard. Like GM, you're making it hard for us to keep going here.
We want to support you guys. Can I speaking of trims, this is kind of trim adjacent, but the price of cars right now, new cars, is
Oh my
mildly insane.
Yeah.
So guys,
God.
so if you guys do a calculator online, I bought my LSJ and my LNF brand new.
Yep.
My LNF was $27,700 when I
Okay.
got it, brand new in 2009.
Mhm.
Sorry, late 2008 or 2009. So we did the interest, like the inflation calculator on it. The Cobalt would have been 40. My Cobalt would have been 41K.
Woo.
Versus back then, you can get it. I
Ooh.
remember back in 03, 04, 05, you can get a 350Z or your S2000 stuff. They were
Mhm.
mid 30s cars. Like that was like $30,000. That was like your performance car
Mhm.
range. Now you have pretty much anything is 60 to 100 grand,
Oh yeah.
pretty much across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
base model Corvette is
60 grand.
yeah, MSRP 85. At every dealer, 101 plus,
That's
100%. Like, you cannot get a performance car. Dodge, I don't know how they get once. Again, they're doing it because you can get Hellcats and stuff for like 70, 80 grand.
Yeah.
Used.
That's
Man, it
because,
hurts.
that's because
I know.
they're 40% APR.
I know. You're right. I'm about to say, like,
But yeah,
if-
50,000 plus for any truck.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's it. Miguel's being nice. You look up like a brand new base model Escalade. Their MSRP is like $70K.
Yeah.
and most trucks that people are going to buy at the dealership are close to 70.
Mhm.
Yes, if not more.
$70,000.
Yeah, like that is
Nutty.
insane to
It's
me.
insane. But I don't know if anybody else on the interwebs have seen this. That new Ford F-150 pickup truck. It's like a base, but you can get a Roush kit from the factory.
That's pretty cool.
Makes 700 wheel.
See, that's what we
Yeah,
want.
that's
We
what we
want
want.
the base models.
That go fast.
Like
They go
700 wheel horsepower truck for 50 grand, I think it was.
The Civic Type R's,
That's crazy.
Civics,
Yeah.
comparable to Cobalts,
Mhm.
are 60 grand.
Oh my God, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what everything costs right now.
Ooh,
Like
It
that's
is unfortunate.
that is like
That's
it
a-
is.
yeah,
it
that's
is
a lot
sad
of
times.
money.
Like trucks, everything is just
I'll
expensive.
take my S boxes, thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like them, but if,
Brad, Brad Keys just needs race seats and everything.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got to mount Kirky's
Race-
to the floor.
Race seats just fix all the tall people problems.
but if someone offered me, I will say kind of my guilty pleasure, just because I like new. I'm a very, very big new car, new stuff person.
Mhm.
If we said, hey, we need a driver for the CT4V, we're gonna get the 2.7. I'm like, sign me up. It's all new digital dash stuff.
You gonna
and-
start drag racing?
That's a big old no.
What?
Um,
Well, I'm just saying, if we just have it, we got more than one. We got you know, I'm a streetcar guy.
I'm the streetcar.
I'm a streetcar
Oh, okay.
guy. I'll race anybody on the street all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Word on the street, Mike, is we got rides to rate, right?
Nope.
Oh, just kidding.
Yeah, you
Didn't have any
lied.
time.
That's why.
All right,
That's why
cool.
I didn't.
I was like,
talk about it.
it's getting close to that. I don't want to run over too.
No. This time.
Yeah, Randy's got to pull a Tyler and
Yep, I gotta get
skedaddle right at 5.
Yep. Cletus Farah.
Evos back in the day, you can get an Evo, and when they came out for 36, 35
And
grand.
now
And they're
the
about
same.
the
Now
same
they-
price.
yeah,
Now they're the same exact
now.
price.
They,
And now they are the
somehow appreciate it.
Man,
Yeah.
can you imagine that? You buy a brand new Evo 7 or 8
Yeah.
in like 2008
8 or 9.
or
8 or
9.
9,
Yeah. And drive it for 20 years. And then you're just like,
So,
I'm going to sell it to you for what I bought it for.
so
Stonks.
one of my very good friends.
Stonks.
Yeah. Well, one of my very good friends in Chicago, her name is Renee, and she, got married. Her husband Joe. So I'm good friends with both of them. I talk to them all the time. You've met both of them, Tim. She has a 25,000 mile bone stock silver Evo 8.
Ooh.
She keeps in the garage. She drives like once a year. Bone stock.
That's worth some money.
I'm like,
It's worth some money, but I could not do that.
oh
No.
Nope. Couldn't
No.
do it. Not to an Evo.
yeah.
No.
But it's cool because she literally she has a Lotus Esprit, I think, still thinks she buys cool cars all the time. She has a Lotus Esprit, like
okay.
yeah, like she does
Oh.
all that. She buys
Those
cool cars.
those were cool
Those were cool.
looking cars.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were S
I
boxes.
really like
but
the Lotus, the Exige
The new one.
and the
Yeah.
Evora.
the
is-
Evoras.
Yeah,
Dude.
I
That's
think
pretty
yeah, I
good.
think you got a voice.
But the Exige is great, but for somebody of my
Nice.
size, yeah, I've ripped 2 pairs of pants getting in and out of those cars.
Yeah, what sucks about those is they already come with race seats. So
Yeah,
you can't put
you
a
can't.
race seat in it to fit.
No,
Sure
no,
can.
no.
It already has
I
race seats.
my buddy Alex, back in Tidewater in Virginia, he was like, "You should sit in it. It's really nice." And I was like, "Great." And I sat on the edge and I put my leg down and I slid down in because you don't want to bump into anything. And SpongeBob ripped my pants.
Hey,
Just,
Oh,
hey guys, I ripped my pants.
Ripped his pants.
I was like, "Damn!" And then I did it again, like 3 weeks later.
Watch me do it again.
I was like,
Do it again.
"You want to see me
Wait,
do
do
it
it
again?" Yeah, it was a great car, but just
So, final words on trims. Trims don't make sense. They're stupid. And GM and all these Mercedes and all these start making sense, people. That's all we want.
Bring back cool tuner cars.
Yes.
oh yeah.
I don't think it ever happened.
It won't.
Besides
Except
Mustang.
for the Mustang.
No,
In
it's
the U.S.
Wait, the real
Crossovers.
Mustang or the Mach E?
No, they make the real one nice. Yeah.
Both. But yeah, no.
Was it the Dark Horse?
Ford doesn't even do
Dark
the
Horse
Fusion.
is the
Dark
only
Horse.
Mustang in now.
They don't even do the Fusion in the U.S.
Yeah, like the world is crossover.
Yeah.
The
Like, it's
U.S.
just
is
crossover.
crossover.
Yeah, I think
Everywhere else still
Everywhere
gets
else is
wagons.
Wagoons.
And
Dude, listen,
Wagoons.
I will fight everybody for an Opel Astra J OPC.
Ooh, yeah.
Everybody.
That's
I would
good.
fight Tim and crash into all of his cars
You've only
and
got
shit on his desk.
I tune them every week.
2012,
No.
And I'm just
No, you don't. The Opel, the L and F ones.
well,
yeah.
No,
I
you're talking about the Atom, the Opel Atoms.
Yeah, the Adams are dope too.
and there's another there's another Opel too that
It's
I
the
tune.
J and A that are 1.4s over in Europe, I think.
Yeah, those.
Okay,
I tune
I
those every week.
I
I'm tuning
want-
some.
guys, look it up. The Opel J. No, the Opel Astra J OPC is the coolest L and F
It is very
next
cool.
to my car, but
Very cool.
very cool.
You've
I
only
want-
got it's 2023, so you got 12 more years before you can import one.
Okay, hear me out.
And then it'll
Get-
be illegal to drive it.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Gonna get it. Swap Snowbolt's engine into it. Put another engine for Snowball. Have both.
There we go.
There it is.
All right.
LSJ
and on
engine
that,
for
What did you? What did you?
Snowball?
What did you? What did you?
And
What
on
did
that
you? What did you?
LSJ
what-
in the
yeah.
Snowball.
What did you?
Yep.
Don't you ever disrespect me in my
No,
own
He said he
family.
needed to put another engine in.
Yeah, not a
You're not
downgrade.
gonna put
better-
the same
one.
engine.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the same one in it. Not a downgrade. We don't downgrade Tim. Don't Tim. Am I gonna get in your personal bubble again, guy?
And on that bombshell,
yeah.
Guys, what are we
Randy,
all
what
doing
are you
this
doing this weekend?
as little as possible. No, I got Bembos for the Buick I got to do, and
Word?
Cool.
What you know about them bimbos?
they're probably gonna stop the same if I'm honest.
Probably.
But they're super nice.
They look
brakes,
cool.
and they
They
look
look
really cool.
I'm gonna spend my weekend researching LSJ swapping a Snowball.
I'm gonna spend my weekend fighting Tim the whole time.
Michigan Sound Wizards buying Ryan a juke too.
Mr. Sound Wizard, you're gonna get a package over the weekend. It's gonna be crap in a box. It's literally gonna be a turd in a box.
I don't think that anyone in this chat knows, but the Snowball had a 3800 in it
Oh my god.
It did.
for a couple hours.
No, it wasn't like hours. It was like 15 minutes. Guys, Bo Cobb thinks he's funny, and he lowered when the Snowball had its engine out. He lowered the car on the 3800 and sent a
And it
picture.
fit so well.
No, it didn't.
It
Don't
was
you
perfect.
I
Bo
saw
Cobb
the
was
pictures,
real
it fit
funny.
really
Yeah.
well.
Bo Cobb
I
was
liked
not
it.
funny.
I liked it.
It was
I don't
good.
like Bo Cobb right now.
If it
There
ain't
is
got-
no pictures.
If it ain't got push rods, it ain't a hot rod.
You're- Mr. Summers, there aren't any pictures because I will refuse to have that monster.
Yeah, I think Ryan hacked into the
If I
server
beat
and
your Marco,
deleted
you
them all.
LSJ
LSJ
main
swap.
frame.
Arcane Shadows. Yes, if you beat me at Mario Kart, I will consider an LSJ swap. Not happening.
Randy Kemp. Any bigger turbo plan for the 1.4? No, because the Z04 kicks
Number one. There's no turbo out there.
I'm fighting wanting to swear. Like the Z04, there is no other turbo.
Put your dollar in the box
Like I didn't swear though.
for the Z04.
Oh, like
Oh yeah.
is there? Do we have that?
Not
The
yet.
Z04, there is no other turbo needed. It,
Correct.
Like it spools at like 3,300 RPM, like full spool at 3,300 on a stock engine 1.4, depending on the health of the engine, of course,
Yeah.
and over 300 wheel horsepower capable.
Yeah.
But
Guess what? There's no turbo on the market by any other competitor that's better. Said it. Anyway.
Nope.
we might be working on better Z04s too.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we might have
It's-
a pile of Z04s with different wheels that we're trying
it's
to.
Like, it's like we want to pass on performance to our customers. Weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler, what are you doing this weekend?
Hopefully a whole lot of nothing. Might go to the junkyard in the morning.
Of course you will.
You know,
What?
spec out some Saab stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just buy some spare parts. I need them.
Guys,
put
I don't
them
know
in
if you
stock.
know, Tyler always has to have at least 4 cars worth of spare parts for all of his cars.
That's true.
Yep.
FYI.
Yeah, he's got quite a collection.
Yeah.
Whenever I need something Cobalt related, I definitely ask this guy first.
Tim, what
I'm
are you
not
doing?
doing anything. Like
Man, it's a good
nothing
weekend.
really going on.
Yeah, it's a good weekend.
It's a
Yeah.
good weekend.
It's the lead in into the holidays.
yeah.
So we're all chilling.
I'm
What
kind of
about
doing the same thing. I got this little beeper thing for like my Christmas lights on my Christmas tree because like I figured out a bunch of my Christmas lights on they're incandescent. So if one goes out, the whole thing goes out, and I got to replace a bajillion bulbs.
you? Yeah.
So I didn't think about it. So I got this thing and I put it near the tree, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a field of electricity around this tree, so I can't even get in there to like
Oh, you were trying to test individual
individual light
bulb-
bulbs.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work out so well.
So you're gonna spend all weekend undoing the tree and
Absolutely
keeping
not.
each one.
Absolutely not. That
Now,
is
go and get that one I sent you at Target last night or the night before last. It's just a little gun. You put it in the wire and you tap it twice, and it makes the connection, and your lights work.
Oh.
Just do that.
Send me that link again.
There we go.
But
Gordon Barclay. No, the 1.4 does not need a 50 shot. It does not.
Needs 125 shots.
Like, no, it doesn't need that either. Like, your best time you ran with no nitrous. No, it doesn't. If you get a ride in my car, which is ZZP parts, you will not say.
I have a joke right
yeah,
now.
you do.
And I can't say it. I can't say it.
You will not say, I wish I had 50 more.
no.
That's true. No,
On the
it's
street,
possible.
you do not.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
But I think that's going to be maybe a next week podcast. We're talking about high horsepower stuff.
Yeah. Tomorrow
Tomorrow.
is Saturday.
And Tyler's drunk.
Tyler's already drunk.
I only had one beer.
Oh, my God.
Anyway.
Boys and girls, we appreciate you hanging out with us and us rambling and me trying to fight Tim on camera.
Yep.
We love you.
Thanks
Thanks for being here. Tyler, gonna.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Peace everybody.